Hello and welcome to another video from Autocraft Equipment. I've been asked if I can just show a little bit of the coverage of off-highway software, particularly the construction vehicles. So we'll go into off-highway and we're going to go and have a look at construction, but just so you know, this is everything that you get in off-highway. So agri vehicles, so all your agricultural vehicles are listed in here. I quickly scroll down through them. Okay, they're your agri vehicles, and your construction vehicles, all the different manufacturers down through there. There's a good range of them available. It also gives you forklifts and telehandlers, so all the major ones will be found in there. Okay, and trains, if you're working on a locomotive, the engines you'll find in them usually. Industrial engines, so if you can't find a make or manufacturer that you're looking for, because you could be working on I don't know, a crusher in a quarry, or you could be working on a big generator or anything like that, rather than looking for the manufacturer, or if you can't find a manufacturer because there may not be one, you know it's got an engine in it that's running it usually. So you're more than likely going to find it in here. So there's always a way to connect to something. If it's got a diagnostic plug, there's a good chance that you're going to be able to communicate with it with Texa. So, construction vehicles. I'm just going to scroll through this list a little bit slowly. Somebody's asked me what sort of make and models it covers. Well, the easiest way is to do this. Now, if you want this information, you can always register at Texa UK, texa.co.uk, and if you register on their website, you can actually go through the software list to have a look at the coverage of all sorts of stuff. There we go, they're all on there. If you need anything answering, or you've got questions, be it on pricing or anything, we are available at Autocraft Equipment. Just give us a call. I'll be quite happy to talk to you. So let's go and have a look at something. I think Lee Bear's got a pretty good demo on it, but JCB, we could go in there. Let's have a look. What have we got in JCB? Site dumper, why not? Ecomax engine, doesn't give us much information. So let's assume I don't know what cable I'm going to need now to plug into this JCB. We'll hit this little button here, which is the information button, and it tells me I need Deutsch 9-pin. So I can either use a Deutsch 9-pin connected to an OBD cable at that end, or I can use a T22 and the intermediate cable, the 390290, and then I would click next once I've connected, but as I'm on demo I can't. I'm not sure what this demo software is like on here, so we'll just have a quick look in there. Might choose something else. Okay, turn on instrument panel. No faults, rubbish one. Let me go and find something better. We'll go to the Lee Bear. I'm sure that might have a fault on it. We'll scroll down to Lee Bear. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. If anybody from Lee Bear wants to tell me how to say it properly, then you can tell me off. Right, what have you got? Excavators, loaders. Why not excavator? Let's go in there. So before I even go in there, so this is the system. Engine is available to me. That thing flashing at me was a total global scan 3. That will basically look for any ECUs available and then go and talk to it and see if there's any faults registered and so on. But from this page, I can see we've got some wiring diagrams available. So if I click that, it's the engine wiring diagram. I need to choose an engine. I'm just going to pick any of them. The middle one will do. It will load up the engine wiring diagram. So there's a couple of pages worth here, maybe 3, no, just the 2. So this is the big pink things, obviously the ECU, and all these bits are everything that's plugged in around it. Now you can see as I'm hovering my mouse over the page there, it's lighting up these wires. That's the sort of current flow, so you can see where things are going to and from. And to use that better, So to save me looking, if I wanted to see where that wire goes, I can do it that way and I can see it quite clearly, pin 4 of that and what they are. But if I want a bit more information, there's this little icon up here. I can click. Yeah, I don't need to see that again. And it will tell me what it is. Interconnection plug, so it's just a wiring block. And pin 8, and then M17 intake manifold throttle motor module is this fella here. So I can do that with any of them. If I click on them, does exactly the same thing. I think you get the idea, or hopefully you do. As with Texa wiring diagrams, you can click on a part on these and you will see that there is usually a card of information available. So pressure sensor, generic sheet. So this generic sheet will show a range of pressure sensors, what they could look like, different sorts of pressure sensors. Let me make that a bit smaller, that's better. Okay, so it'll tell you how it works. Takes you back to college, look. And then it will tell you what you should be looking for when you're testing them on the pins, references, using an ammeter or a voltmeter. So that's all very helpful. This is quite a standard thing for Texa and their wiring diagrams. Very, very helpful. That one was a generic sheet of information. Some of them now, or a lot of them now, they're updating them quite a lot at the moment to a component sheet. So rather than generic, covering a range of sensors, if it says component sheet, they are specific to that vehicle. So there's a lot of those updates being done in the background. Texa are always looking to improve and make things better. So they listen to people. If you're shouting that you want something different, they make it happen. So, oops, I'll stay in there. We're going to go into diesel injection. Now again, let's assume I've never plugged into one of these before. I have no idea where the diagnostic socket is and I have no idea what cables I need. So I would again use this button here. I will click that and it will tell me here I can either use a Deutz 9-pin adapter, which is really simple. You just plug your OBD cable in the back of it and then that into the vehicle, or I can use, well, they're saying a T22 here. And if I use the T22 or a lead like that, I will also need the 3902 intermediate lead, and I will have to power it externally from the battery as well, it's telling me. So obviously not a live pin coming through the connector there. Okay, now this is where I find it. It's somewhere here, so based on the engine panel or under the panel. And there's a little video of this one as well. You get a lot of these on most of them. Shows you where to find it, and you can see it in there hidden away. Next, these nice sharp bits of metal that you cut your hands on if you're not careful. So you would press next once you've connected your cables. I have to go back here as it's demo software and click demo, and we'll talk to the engine ECU. Turn on ignition. Yes, I have, thank you very much, but I'm not going to wait 30 seconds, I hope. No, I didn't need to. Good. So what is this? DTC. So you've got a DTC number there, your fault code. Boost pressure, sensor failure. Okay, so it's saying there's a sensor failure. Now these two icons here, please watch the other videos because I explain a lot more about fault codes and stuff in another video, but they relate to these buttons down the bottom of the page here. There's two available. One is web help, which is very similar to doing a bit of a Google search with that vehicle information and fault number automatically placed, and it will come back with a hit or loads of hits of information, just like you would with Google when you Google something. And just like when you Google something, 95% of it could be a complete load of rubbish. The other 5% might be extremely useful. That is actually a lot better than it used to be now, that web search. I used to moan about it a lot years ago, but we've made some big improvements. So wiring diagrams then, for that part, as I've got that part highlighted, an amber fault means it's a memorized fault, MEM. If it was red, it would be active, and there would be an actual fault there with a vehicle, possibly in limp mode. But there's a memory fault, so it's triggered that it's had a fault at some point. So if I click the wiring diagram, I need to choose the engine it's got. I'll just say that one again. It will now highlight that part for me. See it flashing up the top there, boost pressure sensor. and it's put a ring around it. So it's telling me here is where my problem is. It's giving me the card of information if I want to read the information on what to go and look for and test. So it's trying to help me out as much as possible. So if all these references were good, we know the sense is good, don't we? And if we've got the 5 volt and everything, that would all be good. But I would guarantee there's probably going to be an issue there somewhere. So you can do your continuity checks down the cables to the ECU, and you've got all your test figures for the actual sensor itself. So I'll come back off the wiring diagram there, back to the faults. If you've seen this before, great. If not, when you first open a page, it always looks exactly the same as this. It defaults to this page first. It will open on the faults page, but you've also got available to you live data. So this is live information coming from the vehicle. Please watch my other videos, because I'll go into this in a bit more depth. So you can look at, there's 98 lines of data here. If I pause, it will then populate the screen I'm looking at. You can double tap on any of these to get a graph, or as many as you want. Double tap on them again to collapse them. And you've also got this little fella here called dashboard, and it gives you a really nice graphic with a lot of information on the page, so you can see exactly what you're looking at. It tells me there's 2 pages worth, so I'll click the next page. There's your DPF, and again giving you quite a lot of information there for you. I'm going to be fairly quick on this video because there's other videos to show you all this other stuff. ECU information, activation tests, different settings, what you can do, regens and stuff here by the look of it. Maximum speeds, yeah. So I'm going to close that, and I'm going to close this video. So please subscribe to our videos. I know this one's been a little bit quick, but it's purely to answer somebody's question that they've written in. If you want videos on anything else, I'll do my best to get them uploaded for you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.